Yay! You guys, thank you so much for joining me. I just did a vendor wax empties last week and I have enough for another vendor wax empties. I have some new to me vendors to share with you. This is March 1st through the 7th, vendor wax edition. I do have mostly 25 watt and up Scentsy warmers as I am a Scentsy consultant, and my warmers are on for 15 hours a day. I'd love it if you'd subscribe to my channel and hit that notification bell so we can stay in touch. You know that I want to start with my new to me vendor, which is Super Tarts. Now, I got some of this wax from Around Robin, and then I also did my first little Super Tarts haul, and I am so excited about it. So let's jump in with my first piece that I got from the Round Robin. Now, I had two different experiences with this. This is Cactus Camu, which is listed with cactus, sea salt, camu camu, and guava. When I first melted this in my bedroom, I got all of these notes and I really enjoyed the guava. It wasn't cloying at all. The cactus, the sea salt was all present right there with the camu camu. It was soft and lilting in the space and a nice bedroom melt. It only lasted for about 8 hours, but it was really good. I decided to finish what was left in that bag in my closed concept living, and it was a completely different experience. For the first 30 minutes to about the 2 hour mark, there was an eye-watering floral note that almost convinced me to turn off my warmers. That did resolve, but the scent did not carry the space, and almost all of the fruity notes were absent. I also really could not pick up the sea salt, so I don't feel like I have enough information yet on Cactus Camu. Just 5 more minutes was this cute little, very small heart-shaped sample. So I tossed this in my bathroom. It was a nice lavender. It was maybe a sweet lavender. It was not dominant in my bathroom, but it was room filling, and I could not tell if it was sweet lavender and cream, but it did not stand out to me. And again, it dissipated in about 6 hours. So that was surprising to me. And this is the star of the show and why it was surprising to me. This is Jaws from Super Tarts, and I got drawn to this by watching Summer Michelle here on YouTube. It's sea salt, fresh air, seagrass, sliced plum, and sweet pea. I love Summer Michelle's channel, and she has often stretched me into new scent categories just by listening to her descriptions, and her preferences are different than mine. So I always know that it may be a bit of a risk, but I'm always up for the adventure. And she's got such a discerning nose that if she loves it, I'm going to try and give it a try if I can. Now, one of my favorite things that she says all the time when she loves a scent is she says, say less. And when I saw this sweet pea note, when I pulled this out of my box, I panicked a little bit inside and I was like, oh, I should have listened more. Um, but it turns out that this is a glorious scent. This went for almost 2 full days in my open concept. Now, I used 8 pieces, which is, I think there were 6 pieces in this bag and then 2 more pieces after that. And if there are 8 pieces in these little bags, then I use 10 pieces. So I did involve a lot of wax, but it was totally worth it. And I definitely would repurchase this. The sweet pea or the floral notes are definitely there, but the sweetness of that plum and the seagrass, I think, just creates this aquatic scent that is really, truly special. And I'm very happy with it. It's also not an aquatic that feels heavy in the air, which I know that sounds weird, but some aquatics hit me wrong. Speaking of hitting me wrong, this is Happy Fall, y'all, from That Smell Good shop. Now, before I get into these two new to me That Smell Good shop scents, I do want to say both of these were picked up from Around Robin, and I am expecting a package to arrive direct from That Smell Good shop, and I'm looking forward to giving that a try. Now, with Happy Fall, y'all, there was just something about this pumpkin, and I'll put a timer up here to skip ahead if you don't want to hear what I smelled. But to me, even though this cookie was lovely, there was something mildewy about the pumpkin. The cookie was lovely, but the pumpkin, it was so kind of mildewy in presentation that I actually kind of got a jump scare and I turned my warmers off to make sure that there wasn't like actual mildew in my home somewhere. Um, so I turned my warmers off, discerned that it was coming from the wax. And this is not one that I would then, choose. I think it's just not the right pumpkin for me. The cookie note was nice though, which was really good. Now this is pistachio meringue, also from That Smell Good shop, and I really did enjoy this fragrance. Now the first time that I melted it, I didn't pick up clearly all of the notes. And this time I doubled the wax. And that was the key for me. I doubled the wax in each of the warmers, and I got the pistachio, I got the strawberry, I got the buttercream on the first day. And in doubling my wax with this scent, man, it went and went. When I say 2 full days, I mean I got like 30 hours in that bedroom. So that is kind of worth it to me if I have to double the wax. So it makes me excited for the future of what I might find when I find kind of the scent preferences that I like with that Smell Good shop. But the second day was very different. It was more just the buttercream note. The strawberry completely dissipated and there were just hints of pistachio, but it was lovely. This, however, was one of my absolute favorites of the week. This is blueberry streuselkuchen. I think you guys let me know in the comments if I'm saying that correctly. This is from Rose Girls, and her streuselkuchens are kind of well known. It's like a rich, sweet pastry with vanilla and usually some addition. I had just 4 of these little chunks in this bag, and I was able to get 4 beautiful days in my kitchen of this gorgeous blueberry fragrance. So it's definitely a rich pastry, but it's not syrupy or heavy to me. And I don't know if the blueberry lifted up what might have been an otherwise heavy pastry note, or if the pastry note itself is really just this delicate, but it was glorious. I've been working on this little bag, melting just 1 cube in my kitchen for the last little while over several weeks. Just typically in my kitchen, one little piece gave me 12 beautiful hours of a wonderful blueberry scent. Now, I did finish 2 from Knoll's Farm scents, and we have to take a pause to talk about lavender haze. And I want to say from the top of this that I still love lavender haze. This was poured on 3/2 of 24, and this is a first for me because this is the first Knoll's Farm scent that I have purchased that as we have approached the year mark, I feel like performance has changed on this fragrance. Now, ironically for me, it's changed in a way that it is more subdued. And because of that, I prefer the way that it is melting now. But originally, this lavender was more dominant. You definitely got the bamboo note. And I don't pick up as much of either the lavender or the bamboo when it's melting now. And I did start noticing this when I melted it first in January. That's when I started working on this bag. For me, when I first melted this, it was too strong to melt in my bedroom, and so I only melted it in my office or my open concept. I did enjoy it there, but it's not what I expected, and I would say now as it has aged, it has mellowed to a place that I finished this back off in my bedroom, and I really enjoyed it. Now, I also finished Clean, which I think is from the same pre-order, and it is listed as poured as 225 of 24, and this fragrance is the same as it ever was. I was terrified of this. It is a laundry scent, which often does not work for me. This is gorgeous, though. I love strawberry pound cake, even though sometimes I overdo it and I get tired of strawberry pound cake, but this was beautiful. I've enjoyed it often and always. We very often melt this in my closed concept living, but it can carry the open concept. It's just the room that I prefer to have this fragrance in. It's a beautiful and unique thing because it's strawberry pound cake, raspberry, spun sugar, and laundry. I have really only recently discovered that I enjoy the play between sugar scents, be them blue sugar, pink sugar, and just different sweet notes and laundry. I do think it creates kind of a cheerful yet somehow productive vibe in a space. So this is not a bedroom scent to me, but I do like it in open concept living. I find that I do, though, vastly prefer melting this in spaces where I might be doing actual cleaning or actual laundry. For some reason, laundry scents in general just motivate me to get those kinds of projects done. I'd love to hear in the comments below, do you have specific scent families that motivate you to get certain tasks done? Thanks so much for watching.